Welcome to the Data Scientist Podcast with Dr. Stylianos Kampakis. Dr. Kampakis is a data scientist, statistician, and blockchain expert with a mission to educate the public about the wonderful capabilities of technologies like AI, data science, and DLTs. These technologies have the potential to transform the world, the economy, and our lives. However, there is too much misinformation around tech, and so most people are just confused about what is true and what is not. Whether you are a CEO, an entrepreneur, or just an enthusiast, the Data Scientist Podcast helps you separate reality from hype.
Hi everyone. On this episode, I'm going to talk about Deloitte's 2019 Global Blockchain Survey. The survey was conducted in many different countries around the world, including Brazil, Canada, United Kingdom, and the United States. And more than 1,300 senior executives participated in the survey. And I find the results of the survey very interesting because the last few years we've seen blockchain having its ups and downs. So blockchain, especially cryptocurrencies, for a period they were lauded as a gold mine and the solution for everything. And then we experienced a huge crash of the market. And since then, cryptocurrencies are just not as popular. But at the same time, Facebook announced Libra coin, but also we saw many companies started looking towards enterprise blockchain. So the results of the survey are pretty optimistic for all those of us in this space, in the blockchain space. The first question was whether the company is investing at least $5 million in blockchain initiatives. And a very large proportion of companies said that they actually have invested in the last year, or they're planning to invest this kind of amount in the next year. So the companies in technology, media, and telecom, around 50% of these said they're going to invest this kind of amount, and then followed by energy, resources, manufacturing, life sciences, and healthcare. Then some other industries like consumer products or financial services are making investment in blockchain. But surprisingly, retail, there were only 21% of the respondents said that they are planning to invest more than 5 million or have invested more than 5 million already. That's a bit surprising for me, given that Walmart in the US is using blockchain for the provenance of goods. And also blockchain is a great solution for supply chains. It's promoted a lot by IBM for this purpose. And this surprises me a bit because I expected that the market, this application, is more mature. But who knows, maybe this is going to change next year. Another question that was asked was whether blockchain is already in production or whether the companies are planning to take it to production next year. And in this case, for every single industry, the majority said that they plan to bring it into production within 1 year. So while there are some companies that have already implemented blockchain, it's clear that for many companies, blockchain is still work in progress. A large proportion of the companies in telecom, manufacturing, and life sciences and healthcare have already employed blockchain talent. And the same also for financial services and some other industries. Telecom and manufacturing, quite interestingly, more than 50% of the respondents said that they have already employed blockchain talent. So it's clear that the demand for blockchain in the enterprise sector is going to rise over the next few years. As companies will start deploying these systems, they will hire more and more talent, and obviously the deployment will give rise to some new challenges which we'll have to overcome. And obviously one way is going to lead to another, and eventually we're going to see a further growth of this sector. So if someone's a software developer, I would expect that teaching themselves about blockchain and following a career in this area would be a very good idea for the next 2 to 3 years at least. When asked about the attitudes around blockchain, some industries like manufacturing or financial services, they say that blockchain is a top 5 critical priority. And for me, the interesting bit around this question is that not only that many companies are saying that blockchain is a priority, but there are not that many companies anymore that believe that blockchain is overhyped. So there's only 25% of telecom companies said that blockchain is overhyped, and then 24% for consumer products. These were the highest percentages. And this is very interesting given that the whole sector experienced a crisis when the crypto bubble burst. That's very interesting, and I'd say it's very also optimistic. This demonstrates that there is some clear value to blockchain, and companies have started to realize this, and they have also started to separate the hype from reality. Regarding use cases, it looks like most of the use cases, they are around data access, sharing, and data validation. And then some other use cases are around payment, which, makes sense. This was the original blockchain use case, but also ID protection. I find this very interesting because, well, there are many different types of blockchain and many different consensus algorithms and frameworks and implementations and whatnot. In real life, there are like 3 or 4 different use cases, and it's very important to realize this when implementing blockchain. It's mostly around, so one big use case is payments, and then another one is data validation and data sharing. Protection of ID, I'd say it's a use case that is related to data, so it can probably fall within the same spectrum of use cases. And this is what makes me believe that in the near future, 90% of the blockchain solutions will not survive. And the reason is that there are only a few use cases for blockchain. So eventually there will be one blockchain which is very good for, data validation, and a couple of other implementations of blockchain which are great for payments. And that's basically going to be it. So still there's right now a lot of commotion in the blockchain space, but it's eventually going to clear out, and I would expect that we're going to see only a few solutions dominating the market, with each solution focusing on a particular use case. The report then drills down into the details of the survey for each industry. It's a very interesting report. I'm not going to go into more details on this episode. If you want to find it, just Google Deloitte 2019 Global Blockchain Survey. It's very interesting, but in any case, the summary for me is that blockchain is here to stay. We're going to see a rise in demand for blockchain services. And I think that as the technology matures and the industry matures with the technology, everyone's realizing that, blockchain can't solve every problem, but it's good for some particular use cases. And we're going to see, most likely, at least according to my opinion, some solutions dominating the market in the near future. If you're listening to this and you're not working inside a big organization, I wouldn't want you to think that blockchain is only for big companies. I believe that there are also applications of blockchain for smaller companies. And as frameworks and platforms mature, it's going to be easier even for startups to use blockchain for parts of their operations. So very happy to talk about this. Feel free to drop me a message if you have any question to ask. I hope you found this episode interesting. Thank you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to visit thedatascientist.com for more content about data science, AI, and blockchain.